Here with Jim from NiSi. We spoke about the Athenas at Cinegear, so go ahead and watch that for the kind of full fat version. But here at NAB, you've got some new lenses. This is one of them, the 40, which I was just saying is my favorite focal length because I'm a weirdo. And you were saying that you also don't know why people want these off.
Exactly. And it's funny because I asked the factory, why did you add an 18, a 40, and a 135 to the line? And they basically said the reason why is because that's the feedback we got from our followers and our users, and that is what NiSi is all about. It's really listening to the people who use our products and bringing to market, what they've been asking for.
Right.
So, where last year we introduced a 5-lens kit, which was a 14, a 25, a 35, a 50, and an 85. Which now
objectively is like kind of all you need.
A very good range. And not only that, but we really emphasized that in the range that all of those lenses, all 5 lenses, had the same weight and control attributes to them, so that they would be very easy lenses to switch out between people who use gimbals and people who use rigs.
And they're
we have
tiny.
They're less than 2 pounds, and they're all the same, except we brought a 135 to market, and the 135 out of pure physics just had to be a little bit longer and ever so slightly heavier. But all of the optical attributes of the lenses are still the same. They are still in their price range, the cleanest, most neutral, most useful primes that are on the market. They have incredibly sharp image capabilities to them. They have very good contrast to them. The contrast control is extremely good because we get detail from highlights into shadows. This is what's called our micro contrast control. They have virtually no visible focus breathing to them. So as you focus from near to far, you won't see any pulsing in the size of them. They have very low chromatic aberration, so you won't see any color fringing on any highlights. And also, because of the 300-degree focusing helicoid on them, you can achieve critical focus and hold it for a while and have very nice fall off from the sharp point to background focus, background out of focus, and beautiful bokeh in the rear.
Every DP I've spoken to has spoken so highly of these things. They're not character lenses, this is not an Atlas wide open.
Right.
But for a workhorse lens kit, I think it's hard to find a better kit.
There's no better value on the market.
Yeah.
I mean, period. We were touting the fact that these lenses are as good as lenses that are 3 or 4 times the price.
They went to a 1.9, by the way. We didn't even say that.
I'm sorry? Oh, yeah. Well, they're not consistently a 1.9 like last year. Because the 18 has to be a 2.2 and the 135 has to be a 2.2.
Okay.
It's very minor. I would have liked to have had a very solid, tight group of lenses where there was no differences between the lenses. But you know what?
But 2 out of 8.
The optical quality is really paramount to us. So if we can keep the optical quality at the level that the original lenses were at, we'll make sacrifices slightly. But right now you've got 7 lenses that you can work with interchangeably and not have to worry about rebalancing a rig. And then the 135 is about 5 ounces heavier and about 30 millimeters longer. So yes, it's a slight adjustment, but it's fantastic. Now the lenses, we have 5 mounts. We have the PL mount, which is the most universal mount, and we also now have a full range of PL to camera adapters, and our PL adapters are only $199 a piece, which is an incredibly good price.
Yeah, that's wild.
And with those, you can use the lenses on a variety of cameras. Now, when you go into the fixed mount lenses, and may I have that? If you go into the fixed mount lenses, like this
it's an
is a
RF
fixed
kit.
mount,
We should have swapped out our lens for one of these.
we can do some B-roll with it. So this is an RF mount. What it brings into play is a drop-in filter system. So with the drop-in filters, we're going to have a range of NDs from from 1 stop down to 7 stops. And we're also going to have
That's going to be so useful for the Raptor and Komodo users in the world. Yeah. Goodness.
And then also mist filters. But in the drop-in filters, we can also have geared filters. So we have a VND 1 to 5 stop VND, and we also have a polarizer, and we'll also have flare filters. That's the polarizer.
Yeah. So that's just us. So you can't see it turn, but that's what it looks like.
Exactly. However, let's go back to the PL lenses real quick, because something that got overlooked about the PL lenses is that they have rear filters as well. And it took a while for us to actually bring it to market, but now we will have rear-mounted filters that you can interchange with a tool that comes with every filter. Filters are going to retail for $60. That's the clear filter that has to be in place if there's no other filter. And then you put an ND or a mist filter on there and thread it on. So you're not losing the option of a rear filter by going with the PLs. You just have to mount it with the lens off the camera.
Ever so slightly slower. I did want to ask, because I asked you off camera, but I'm assuming that one of the reasons why it's so small is because of the rear element moving instead of...
Yes.
What cameras should people consider?
Be cautious about?
Yeah. With the PL.
So there's virtually no digital camera that our lenses won't work with. Possibly the V-Raptor, because it's got a physical ND that drops into
The
place.
V-Raptor XL.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's one to kind of watch for.
But not the C500 Mark II, I just learned. So
yeah. So the only other thing is that film cameras, if you happen to be a film shooter, you might have an issue with film cameras as well.
Because of the gate.
Shutter. Yeah, the gate.
Rad. Well, we're going to throw one of these on for some B-roll so people... I was going to have us film this, but it's way better to just get the footage ourselves, you know?
Absolutely. I do just want to show you one more thing before I let you go. This was not going to be introduced at the at NAB, but it is. This is a prototype still, but it's a PL to PL 2X adapter, 2X extender. It's a 2X extender. Only loses 1 stop of light. So in short, you're talking about combining this with our 135. You've got a 270 about 3.8 with all the same optical characteristics as the lens originally.
And does that also, because these cover full frame, does that also mean it could cover like an Alexa 65 with that, or is it not?
Yes, it's the same circle of illumination.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah. So that's NiSi 2024.
Wonderful.